Welcome to SVB. This is our first video.
You're so formal with it. I don't understand.
Look, let's just do this, all right?
Okay, fine. If you want to go down to it. So yesterday the draft happened. WWE officially made the brand split, and they brought it back with a bang. How big of a bang? Well, they started off with rounding it off.
Well, they started with rounds.
What did I say then?
Rounding it off.
Whatever. Anyway, they rounded it off with a huge first round, I have to say, to be honest with you. It was a big surprise in there I didn't actually see.
I mean, there were some people that were mentioned that we thought would happen in the later rounds.
Yeah, well, maybe one or two, to be honest with you. Like, let's run through this list over here. Number 1, Seth Rollins to Raw.
Wow, Seth going back to Raw just after he came back from his injury.
Yeah, that injury that took him out for like 9 months or so.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a huge thing. What it will do for him, I'm really not sure at this moment in time, because he just came back from his injury, as we said, and his character hasn't been really reintroduced into the fold from his injury, and the whole title scramble with Money in the Bank. And what do you think?
I think it's a good pick. It's a pretty obvious pick to be making at this choice, with Stephanie and Shane McMahon obviously going for the better superstars. Obviously, one of them wants to build the future now, so they pretty much started with Seth Rollins. The problem I have with Seth Rollins as a character right now is that they brought him back as a heel.
Ah, yes.
Like, they brought him back as a heel, but they... just go watch other YouTubers. They'll pretty much explain
They
it.
will fill everything. They've got the ins, the outs, the ouchies, everything that he did in between.
Yeah, here's another thing I didn't get about this. Like, the number 1 draft pick, it wasn't the WWE
champion. Yeah, it wasn't. That the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, currently, Dean Ambrose, has been drafted to SmackDown. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know how to think about that. First and foremost, to be honest with you, it actually makes SmackDown interesting again. It makes SmackDown...
It makes it interesting again.
Yeah, because it adds a dynamic to it. It's like SmackDown has the major title now. Now it means what's gonna happen on Raw. It takes SmackDown a lot more seriously. It gives it a new pressure that it hasn't had in quite a few years.
For me, what it means is that the character of Dean Ambrose is just so volatile, so unpredictable, that it shakes it up a lot. It brings sort of a new, fresh ground onto SmackDown, which I think has been sort of missing in the past months. Anything further to discuss?
About Dean Ambrose?
Yeah.
No. This is what I deal with every day.
Charlotte Flair has been drafted to Raw.
And also we have AJ Styles to SmackDown. And Finn Balor finally making his jump from NXT.
Kudos, mate. Kudos. You've earned that jump.
You should have seen the match where he was facing Shinsuke Nakamura.
Anyways, let's go on to round 2, bro.
Round 2! The number round 2. 2 of boos. Because it starts off with the Boo Machine himself, Roman Boomaye Reigns. Drafted to Raw, of all places. Yeah, Roman Reigns. Of all people. Of all places, actually.
Of all places, he went into Raw. He went in Raw. Of all places.
Like, I don't understand what the idea of him going into Raw was. I obviously didn't see the episode. We're in South Africa, but I'm not sure I get it. I'm not sure why they would throw him back into the deep end. Why not draft him to SmackDown so that the pressure could be taken off of him from the Raw audience? You know he's being booed. You know people are muting the mics, yet you're still continuing.
They are muting it bad. They are just overlaying audio onto some of the things, and it's just so dreadful. It really is. Like, I really can't believe it. I mean, Roman Reigns was the authorities' pick. Well, behind the scenes to be the next John Cena. The problem is the WWE Universe really doesn't like Roman Reigns. He's not the best guy for the universe or for the fandom of WWE. And putting him back into the deep end sort of prolongs the whole issue altogether. I'm just baffled by it. I don't know what they're thinking of doing that.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. What annoys me most is that it's been 2 years.
And he hasn't been over.
It's been 2 years and he's still not over. He's still not resonating with the fans.
He's not.
He's still not getting over his persona. You can still hear his gimmicky lines thrown at him from creative, and it's not helping anyone when you constantly throwing him down our throats like that. And the problem with this is that the simple formula is to just make him a heel and just come out with it. And come out with saying you're the bad guy. But the problem also is that you keep feeding him lines. If you want to keep him a face, just don't let him talk. But if you want him to be a heel, just make him keep talking. Because that's the route everyone's going to go down and see. And if you keep going with this guy, even after, Battle Royal is it?
I think so.
Battle Royal, Battleground, whatever.
Whatever it was.
Whatever the last B pay-per-view of it is. So many complicated names. What happened to No Mercy?
No Mercy was sort of canned by creative. They saw it didn't run at all. And they just left it there in the wayside. Moving on. You want to say this number?
Well, and his name is John Cena!
It's a SmackDown. So yeah.
Nobody cares about John Cena anymore. That guy is making bank. He is making money. A whole lot of money. But he goes over, with the MILFs and the kids. So it really rubs the company well together. They just want that sweet, sweet, sweet money from the young children and their freaking mothers. He's been over. In terms of his stay. His stay in the company has been long overdue. I'm not saying you should just can him. I'm just saying just feature a little bit less of John Cena because you need space for the other superstars to grow. You really do.
I think saying that point you have something there because he's going over to SmackDown for a 2-hour show as opposed to a 3-hour show. So for WWE to make the move of him going to the other show, the 2-hour show rather than 3-hour, means they really want to step it up. They got the WWE Champ on SmackDown, they got John Cena on SmackDown, and they got AJ Styles though. So
yes.
To be honest with you, SmackDown is forming up to be a really large show with a huge star power. The only problem is, time can tell what's gonna happen. Rounding off this draft, we have
Brock Lesnar!
Yeah, he's gone to Raw, so he's eating raw meat.
Oh yeah, man, is eating all that sweet, sweet red meat.
You would think with his history in SmackDown that they would decide to put him back on SmackDown.
Well, yeah, but they want to give the older fans, the more enthusiastic fans, a shot of seeing Brock more because he really hasn't been featuring more because, his WWE contract is signed in a specific way. There are a lot of legal terms and references where he can go on for a certain period or not show at all. I'm not privy to his personal thing or any WWE Superstar contract, but things come out to the fans and we know that he doesn't appear there or he has a certain amount of views or he gets he gets in there. He gets in there. Let's just say he gets in there.
He gets paid well.
He gets paid well.
He gets paid well. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had some Brock Lesnar money.
Oh, I wish I had some of that Brock Lesnar UFC 200 money.
Speaking of UFC 200, we got Randy Orton. He was not there at all.
No, he wasn't.
But you know what? A TKO knockout happened, so an RKO can happen on SmackDown Live now.
From out of nowhere. He can come from out of nowhere. He can be sneaking off the rafters. He can be sneaking underneath the ring.
You know what's also interesting about this is that Randy Orton's being drafted to SmackDown again.
Again.
Second draft in a row.
Second draft.
It's the second draft in a row. Go back to 2011, was it? The last one they ever had, pretty much. Well, the last series.
The last one, yes.
Yeah,
Before,
he went there to SmackDown to face Christian. 5 years. Wow. That was 5 years ago. My life.
God, I feel old. Anyway,
And then...
let me do this one. And then the last announcement for round 2 is the WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day.
The New Day are going to Raw, and they're taking the tag titles with them.
Yeah, it really sets a precedent that since they've unified the Tag Team Champions, there is no way to discern whether or not it's going to be a Raw title or a SmackDown title. It's just a WWE Tag Team Championship title. So the problem is, what I think personally is that how are they going to float around the title? I don't know if they're going to float around the title, and if it will become a floating title, that means more people are going to be up for grabs, but it also means that the champions are going to hold it closer. Anyways, let's go on to round 3.
Oh my god. Yeah, round 3. Round 3, we got Sami Zayn, Bray Wyatt, Sasha Banks,
Becky Lynch to SmackDown, Chris Jericho, he invented everything.
Yeah, he's gonna be on Raw with Sami Zayn and Sasha Banks. So they're keeping all the Canadians together, I noticed.
Because of the Canucks?
Yeah, you got Kevin Owens in the mix there. He was a 4th round pick. You're probably gonna hear something about that on Monday Night Raw.
That's if they treat it right at all.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? You got both secondary titles, the US Championship and the IC belts, in the 4th round. Like, you got Miz to SmackDown, and you got Rusev to Raw. Why are they 4th round picks? What? How are you building a brand and you decide to pick, like, what? 15 different superstars? Granted, you're world champion. Fine.
That's just granted.
Yeah, granted you're world champion. He should be an overall first pick.
Yeah, he should. Any superstar who has the title should be considered as the first pick.
Yeah, they should be 1st round overall. Champions should be overall. That's why you decide to call them champions. But the fact that you're putting them in the 4th round, what is that?
They really don't care about their talent.
What message does this send to anybody?
What kind of message does this send to any aspiring talent who wants to try and make their way into the WWE?
No, not for the talent. Fine, the talent has a journey, right?
Yeah.
You could be an indie star and with several years. No offense to every other indie star out there. All right, I love the craft. And I love what you guys do.
You guys do some incredible work.
But the problem here is, even if you spend all of that time there, you're gonna probably end up with a secondary title at most, and they're not treating it with any respect.
The respect that they had for those championships.
They're not even treating this draft with respect.
They're not. They are just flinging it left, right, and center.
No, I don't understand. Like, what's the point of having this draft if you can, like, summon 3 cards at once?
Wait a minute, did you just summon a bunch of monsters in one turn?
Yeah, so?
That's against the rules, isn't it?
Screw the rules, I have money.
You draft the New Day at once. You draft Enzo and Cass at once. You draft American Alpha, Gallows and Anderson. They're not even the club yet anymore. Who else do we have on here? Who else do we even care about? The Usos, Golden Truth. God's sakes. Darren Young with Bob Backlund?
Oh, wait.
With Bob Backlund?
Are they serious?
With Bob Wait, when does Bob Backlund count? Why don't you just say valet? Why are you pushing this down so hard? This thing went on for like...
For 11 rounds.
11 rounds.
There could have been at least 3 or 4, maybe tops, maybe 6. 6 rounds. 6 is just being a cap. 6 is just being a very helpful cap. But I mean, 11 rounds. My goodness, what are you doing to this industry?
I have to say that with this little detail that we found out, it seems that it was just done on the live network, but the drafts seem just all non-inspiring. I guess they got the really good ones.
They got the good ones out. They didn't mix it together. They really didn't.
I know, but at the same time, that's sending a message that none of these other people really care, though.
Or they.
I mean, they don't, but the fact is, they're not trying to make them care.
Yeah, or they're not trying to push them hard enough. And he's drinking a cup of coffee.
It's tea. But my problem here is like, look at this. Look at Kalisto. 37th pick. Didn't this guy open WrestleMania even on pre-show, but he's a 37th
I mean,
pick?
come on, you can't do that. You can't just open a pre-show and then just leave him stranded. You can't leave a guy stranded. You really can't.
Do you even remember who opened WrestleMania? Alexa Bliss? Alexa Bliss is Agent 47? You kidding me with that shit?
Come on, push her up a bit. You know, make the young talent shine.
How the hell is... Oh, so this is where... Okay, so the Bray Wyatt and his Scooby-Doo trio...
Oh, he loves them. He loves them.
Yeah, well, he can't love all of them. They kind of got split up.
Oh.
Braun Strowman went to Raw.
Almost like the three-man band.
Oh my god, I remember those guys.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the hell they are now. Are they even around? Eric Rowan is on SmackDown. And Braun Strowman's on Raw. So you're splitting them...
You're splitting the Wyatt family.
Okay.
One of the biggest families or biggest stables to come out in recent years. They could have done a lot of damage. They could have raised hell. But no, creative just had to up. They really had to. And it doesn't sit well with the fans. It really doesn't. Nor the critics.
It's like... You brought them in, made them an incredible force, split them up, brought them back again after less than 6 months after you realized what you just did. And you split them up again.
I don't understand. Creative, get your together.
I'm done, man. Like,
you done?
yeah, those are the few highlights of a draft I guess we could... Nigga! Those are the few draft highlights that we could
sum up.
Thank you for watching.
Please like, subscribe, share. We'll see you in the next
How could you be so cruel? I never would do that to you.